Hi, Dojo friends. I was asked by several people to read the chapter that I wrote in this book. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's too long. There are 10 intent into action things that I wrote. I'm just going to read the first one, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit. So I'm reading from page 90 of the book, and it's chapter 11, Intent into Action. And I write a little thing about teachers, of course, because they're the wellspring from all of us. We need teachers in our life. Matter of fact, I just saw one of my dear teachers, Mr. Hayes, yesterday. We went to his house dojo and trained, and boy, that time is special. He's 74 years old. I took some of my instructors up there, and we trained and discussed and talked and walked to his river, walked about a mile. He owns a lot of property on the Miami River, Little Miami River, and we walked and talked about things and just life in general, things that have nothing to do with martial arts, yet everything to do with martial arts. I am eternally grateful to all of my dear teachers and students. They have taught me so much about the following principles. These, quote, calls to action are in no particular order of importance. I hope that open-minded people will discover and benefit from them. Please try them out and see how they work. They might help readers avoid many of the time-wasting mistakes that I made. And remember, there is always nuance and space for plenty of discussion in each of them. Number 1, find a purpose. What do you want to do with your life? What actually makes you truly happy? Does your purpose serve humanity in some way? If it does, then you should pursue it. You should strive to become both a student and a scholar of your chosen occupation. You should try and find a creative way of making a living at it. Work will never feel like, quote, a job if you truly love to do what you do. We can't do much about the length of our life, but we can do something about its width and its depth. If we can live less out of habit and more out of intent, we'll discover faster why we are here. I don't know what your purpose is in your life. That's completely up to you, but think about it for a minute. What do we want to do? I find when I'm unhappy or sad or just kind of going through day-to-day mundaneness without any type of direction, it's usually because I've fallen away from my purpose, or I don't know what my purpose is. It's just kind of a void sitting there, and I'm like, why am I here? I was born, what should I be doing? That's something that none of us can really answer externally. You have to just sit there and question, why am I here? Sometimes you'll get offered things in life that will kind of drive your purpose. For many people, purpose is about family, which is probably the most noble thing that any of us can do. It's about taking care of your family, taking care of yourself, taking care of your children, developing a relationship that's meaningful in your life. Obviously, you can choose to live alone. That's up to you. The noble act of children, having children and creating a new generation so that humanity can go on is pinnacly important. I can't stress that enough. But if you choose not to have kids, don't. But find a purpose, something, again, that I wrote that all people agree with. You have to find a meaning in life, and you have to make sure it serves people. It's good. It's not evil or bad, malicious in intent. There are thousands upon thousands of great jobs out there that any of us can do. Countless books, much better than this one. And I like this one, and I'm getting a lot of knowledge out of it from the other writers. But there are thousands of books literally on purpose. On purpose. How to find it, how to ask the questions, how to network and find people in our lives that can help us out. Once we find something that we want to do with our lives, we want to use our time and efforts and money to do, we need to take action, and that's the purpose of this book. It's not a book about victimhood. It's a book about taking control and taking risks, taking action. Do you ever have someone in your life that talks a good game, but they never walk the walk? They're always like, oh, I've been meaning to do that. Oh, I've always wanted to ... do this, but they never follow through. We have done that too. Perhaps you've done it. I've done it. You say something, but you don't follow through. And therefore, what do people think about you? They think that you're not going to do it. They don't believe in you. And if I don't do it, I don't believe in myself. If I have a goal and I want to accomplish it and I don't, if I vomit it out to the world, then they're going to hold me accountable. At least true people will. If I'm one of those people that is always making excuses for everything and why I can't do it, I am destined to fail. I hate excuses. I really despise them because it's the most defeatist attitude there is, and our life is very short, and to give yourself defeat even before the world does, you've already killed yourself. So make sure that we think a goal, we think a purpose, we find a purpose, we go out and say it to the world, we give it conviction, we vow to it, we commit, we don't quit, we are patient. It's going to take time, it's going to take failure, and then we go out and try it. If we try something and we fail, that's a hell of a lot better than never trying it at all, as long as it doesn't hurt other people. Many of the young people in my life that I'm in contact with have this exact issue. They're lacking purpose. They're lacking direction. They may not have had role models in their lives due to divorce, death, whatever it might be, separation, all kinds of different things that we all go through. They haven't accessed the resources that are available to everybody, and I'm talking about printed form, not just the internet, and therefore you just go day to day with the things that bring you immediate pleasure, and that happens day after day, month after month, year after year. And they haven't pushed themselves to move forward. They haven't run toward responsibility. They've run away from it. And then this habit, this internal dialogue of I can't do it, I don't want to do it, no one's helping me do it. All of a sudden you've defeated yourself. And then the purpose, the meaning of life is clearly right sitting in front of us. We don't even see it because we're so wrapped up in our self-gratificating ego that we can't see it's already in front of us. We just have to acknowledge it and kind of give it some care and water and light and move toward it. It may be something as simple and as wonderful as I'm just going to serve my family, I'm going to serve my community, I'm going to serve my local church, whatever it might be, serve my school, get into local politics, start a group, start a garden, go out and volunteer somewhere. The more that we put ourselves out there, out of our house, our apartment, our room, get out, get dressed, take a shower, dress well, go out and meet people, talk to people, communicate with other humans, which is kind of looked down upon nowadays. We'll start to network and meet new people, and all of a sudden a purpose may just spark, it may just come. But you can't spend too much time with yourself. You have to get out with other people and meet new people. Later on I'll read number 10, which is study the wisdom from the past for current answers. And the last line I wrote is never try to find fulfillment alone. We need mentors, we need guides, we need teachers, and often they're in the same house that we're in right now. If we pretend as a young person like we're a know-it-all and we know more than our teachers who are full of wisdom and gray hair, we are sadly mistaken. And if you see a book like this and you scoff at it, and you're like, these guys have nothing to teach me. I'm not going to read this stupid thing. I know it all. I'm happy. Clearly I'm happy. You see, every person I meet at the store, every person I bump into has the potential of being the best teacher I've ever had. So if we haven't found purpose yet, self-reflection, meditation, same thing. Physically going out into the world and networking, finding new friends, asking questions, seeking knowledge from people who have lived before us, our sensei, asking for help from our family and friends, thoughts, prayer, whatever works for you, and then putting our intention and our motivations into action. I think that's one heck of a good blueprint for future happiness. Anyway, we'll read more bits of this in the weeks to come. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great day. Good luck. Bye-bye.